Well, here I am. Just want to give you some screen grabs of some of the abuse I've been getting. Even though I'm really an insignificant channel, I've certainly been trying for many years to make an impact. I've completely failed, but that's really because I haven't been allowed to have my say. I've been trolled and targeted and had all my work removed. And these trolls, Zionist trolls, have been tracking me, and ever since I started in 2011, um, and trying to abuse me, and well, not trying to abuse me, abusing me, and trying to ruin my reputation. So anyway, here's some of the latest ones. Um, that's my picture when I was a child. They obtained my picture by deception. Um, this is something else they've come up with. I don't even know who Norman Taylor is, but um, inconvenient chapters in your life. I mean, really. Um, 7 views, you've come a long way since you first started. I mean, they just create new accounts using my name and so on. It's childish, really. It's pathetic. But it is illegal what they're doing. I mean, it is against YouTube's terms and conditions. But YouTube's terms and conditions don't apply to people like me. If you're a targeted person, they can attack you and get away with it. But if I was a politician or a Jew or somebody like that, a Zionist or a pro-EU person or whatever, YouTube would protect me and stop me from and stop me from being attacked. But I can get attacked. I mean, we don't have a fair system, do we, where the rules only apply to certain people. Um, sorry about some 7 views and 13 years ago. As you can see, these people have doxed you before they attack you. They um, put a profile on you, you know, all your likes and dislikes. I mean, let's say if I said I really didn't like asparagus or something, then they'd note that, and then later on they would bring it up 10 years later in order to freak you out or something. I mean, this is what they do. They have a list of targets, and unfortunately I'm one of them, because they can't win the argument, you see. So all they can do is this childish character assassination and so on. Glenn Greenwald, who's Jewish, and I don't know where he gets this kind of stuff, but he's got a big audience and money in his pocket. He did a very good article called Reputation Destruction. So if you do a search for Glenn Greenwald, who lives in Brazil, he did a very good article explaining how they come after you and try and destroy your reputation. Now they're using, this is my mother's name. They, there's one or two little problems here which you might not know. But anyway, Mum would be proud, and my mother is named R.I.P. I mean, so far as I'm aware, she's still alive, but I mean, imagine sending that to your mother using her maiden name. That's not very nice, is it? Um, don't listen to the Zionist haters, you see. I mean, they're flagging themselves up. Um, Sorry about this, some of these things. Oh, Lord. Your channel does not go unnoticed. Yes, that's true. Um, Tiny cell. Sorry about this. Some of these things have been duplicated. On behalf of the Israeli population, I would like to tell you that you've gained some new followers. There we go. I mean, look at this nonsense. Rest in peace. I mean, imagine that. And they're allowed to get away with it. And they've reported all these things to Google. I've gone through their procedures. Nothing is done about it. Nothing. They're allowed to. If you're a targeted channel, you don't qualify for any protection. I mean, it's indecent, isn't it, to write that to someone about his own mother. It is indecent, isn't it? It's wrong, isn't it? And yet they're allowed to troll like that. And yet they claim about trolling. Ridiculous. Holocaust Memorial March. So sorry if I've repeated it. It's difficult to me. And that's a picture of Jimmy Savile, who was a Zionist, very friendly with the Israeli government. In fact, he was noted on his Wikipedia page as being a esteemed friend of Israel. Esteemed friend of Israel. And that's it again. Okay, so I think you've got the message. If you look at YouTube's terms of condition, harassment and cyberbullying, they specifically prohibit this type of abuse and this type of targeting, specifically. And yet, despite that fact, doesn't matter how often you report them, they still allow it and allow it to continue. And not only do they allow it, they allow targeting of particular channels, so your videos get false flagged. For example, if I did a video on folic acid, I suggested that it wasn't necessary that everyone got folic acid supplement. It's not healthy anyway, but I said it wasn't a good idea to get it, and that was removed because of false flagging by YouTube for medical misinformation. So medical misinformation can include not just vaccinations and so on, but even people who don't want food additives put into our food. That you're not allowed to do that either. So you can see the problem we face. We don't have a level playing field. Now the reason I'm using YouTube is simply because if I use other platforms and which are also controlled, to be fair. I mean, BitChute certainly is. Brand YouTube certainly is. The only reason I'm using YouTube is because it's not an echo chamber, and YouTube has the enormous advantage that it has a hell of a lot of legacy content and has a hell of a lot of non-political content, such as DIY and sport and music and things like that. So this is where people tend to go to. And if you choose another platform which has less censorship, then you'll be, basically it's an echo chamber. So that's what I'm trying to avoid, because I think it's important that we communicate with the average person. Look, I've been doing this for so many years now, unpaid, unloved. It's a really nasty thing to have to do, but I'm doing it because, as it was said by William Blake, I think he did Jerusalem, that beautiful song. He said, you tell the truth not for those who don't know it, but for those who do. So you're not alone, but I mean, unfortunately, the powers that be are determined to destroy us. We're having, I mean, the things that are going on in society, the normalization of paedophilia, the attempts to get people to eat insects, genetically modifying everything, polluting the water supply with fluoride and chemicals and hormones and things, 5G of course, chemtrails, fake terrorism, fake alarms, viruses, climate change and electric vehicles and windmills that kill loads of birds. It's quite shocking what's going on, but anyway, we try. Thank you for your time.